Today I'll talk about failure mode and effect analysis. It is written as FMEA. Failure mode and effect analysis is a structured way to identify potential failures and their effects. It is a proactive approach because the failure modes are identified before actually failure occur. So failure mode means loss of function and failure mode effect means consequences of failure mode. Failure mode and effect analysis was invented by the US Armed Forces in 1949. Thereafter, NASA adopted failure mode and effect analysis for its Apollo space program. Now it is used by automotive industry among many other industries. There are various types of failure mode and effect analysis. One is design failure mode effect analysis. The other is process failure mode effect analysis. Process failure mode effect analysis may pertain to manufacturing industry or service industry. The others are machine failure mode effect analysis and system failure mode effect analysis. These are the steps of failure mode and effect analysis. Identify failure mode of design or process. Identify effect and severity of failure modes. Estimate probability of occurrence of failure mode. Identify causes of failure mode. Identify control and their effectiveness. Estimate detection rating. Prioritize risk and plan an action. So effects and their severity are determined. The effect may be immediate or delayed. Both type of effects need to be taken into account. We should be very realistic while determining severity. We should not be optimistic or pessimistic. Identification of causes. It should be done by detailed root cause analysis. Determine cause. Do not just rewrite the symptom. We should not write that failure mode occurred due to machine failure. We should identify what are the causes of machine failure. Controls in failure mode and effect analysis, there may be the controls which are already existing. Those are known as current controls. And if current controls are found inadequate, new controls may be proposed. What are the purpose of control? There are many purposes of control. One is to prevent cause. The other is to timely detect the cause. And the other is timely detect the failure. Risk prioritization is done by using risk priority number. Documents required for risk prioritization include critical incidents register, customer feedback forms. Risk priority number is equal to severity multiplied by occurrence multiplied by detection. Risk priority number range from 1 to 1000 because severity range from 1 to 10. Similarly, occurrence and detection they range from 1 to 10. 1 is the uh, better position and 10 is the worst position. Detail about these various scales from 1 to 10 are available on this tutorial. This is the failure mode effect analysis cycle because failure mode and effect analysis is a live document. It needs to be updated regularly. First, we describe the process. If it is process failure mode effect analysis, then we describe functions. Then we sit together and identify various failure modes. Then we describe the effects and quantitate severity. Then we identify the causes. Then we identify current controls, and if they are inadequate, we propose new controls. Then we prioritize risk using RPN number by multiplying severity, occurrence, and detection rate. Then we take action, we plan an action, and then we assess result. We see what are the changes in risk priority number before and after taking action. So the process then starts again. This is a cycle. Now let me take an example from a clinical laboratory. For example, if a failure mode is patient HIV positive report is handed over to patient neighbor. Function affected is report delivery to authorized person. This is the normal function of a laboratory. of delivering report to authorized person. This function has failed and the report was inadvertently delivered to patient neighbor. Severity is 9 because this kind of situation of HIV positive report comes under legal and regulatory issues. So it is 9 in 1 to 10 scale. Occurrence is low because it occur at a low frequency, maybe once in 3 years or 5 years. Detection rating is 10 because it is not detected because no current control is there. Risk priority number is 9 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 10, and new control is proposed that we should check the sample receipt acknowledgement before delivering or handing over the report to an authorized person. This sample receipt acknowledgement should be handed over at the time of sample receipt, and report should be given only if the sample receipt acknowledgement is there. So this is an example of failure mode and effect analysis in a clinical laboratory. These are very interesting resources. This is tutorial, and this is a nice PDF book on failure mode and effect analysis for further reading. This is all for today. Thank you very much.